All right, so being on the Jumbotron was probably the best thing I've ever done. And it really puts you larger than life for two reasons. So the naysayers, they always say, be so good they can't ignore you. And I just simply don't know any way that someone can ignore you when you're 75 feet tall on New York Times Square. And anyone that's in the periphery and they're kind of watching from the far and they're like, yeah, she doesn't look 55. How come she's skinnier than she was in high school when she was the cheerleader and a softball player? And we're getting calls that flood the office, and it's not.
You got calls flooding your office from the Jumbotron? From posting the Jumbotron on Facebook?
Yep.
On Instagram?
On Instagram, and people wanting to interview me for podcasts, to be parts of summits, and some of these, if you review, like they're lower level, but when you're starting out or whatever, you're going to take everything and then you can choose. And as long as they're aligned with what my book's about and what my mission is, hey, that's great. We can all do better things, do great things together. And so it's just like naysayers and people watching it's just been nothing shy of amazing.
Amazing. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yay.
But seriously, I just can't believe it. Like, people are just, and then, I just really can't believe it.
People are blown away by that.
Yeah, and it's just like, the funny thing is, I've done nothing different.
Yeah, but they don't know that. They're blown away by it. It's what gives you credibility. It's what they look at it. You don't even have to say anything, right? You don't want to say anything. They just look at it like, oh my God, you were on the Jumbotron, or you met Caitlyn Jenner, or you were on stage with Suzanne Summers, or Dr. Oz, or whatever. It doesn't matter. All you do is nod and smile. And that's it. And they just think you're famous. I get it all the time. Dr. Deb, what are you doing in the office? You're famous. I'm like, I don't know. I work. I love my office. I love being here.
Yeah, I mean, it's even more powerful than reclaiming. Was I telling you, Deb or Jen? I reclaim people from the half dead, like without a lie. Like people who come in who are extremely disabled, not for 1 year or 2 years, but 10 plus years, who have, I can't take them when they've given up hope, but they're at that, you're my last hope stage. Mm-hmm. And you think that would be a testimonial? It's not. It's not a testimonial. I don't know why.
It's not as good as being on the Jumbotron.
No,
a testimonial from a person who's come back from the dead is not as impactful as being on the NASDAQ Jumbotron.
Yeah. Not.
Sorry, I know it's not fair. I know it's not fair what I do, but what I do is what I do, and I do it because it works. So if you want it, go to Clint with 3Ts.com, CLINTTT.com. It's not fair.
It's not fair.
It's not fair.
And Spencer sees it too, because you're a high level. And Elliot and Deb. I mean, we all do the same thing, but from different approaches and within different diseases. And
I tell people all the time, I'm like, when you leave my office, I want you to see light at the end of the tunnel, and it is not that big freight train coming at you. It is actually, it is not that freight train. And I'm like, I never really thought of it that way. But it's true, because people come to see us not because they're like, oh, I feel good and I want to stay feeling good. They're like, oh my God, I was in the hospital, I had a stroke, I had a heart attack, or COVID 17 times, and long hauler syndrome, or whatever it is, and I can't get out of bed and my back is killing me. That's when they come. They're afraid. They come and they make decisions based on fear, and you can't do that because you don't make the decisions based on that.
Yeah, well, those are all the people. Those are all the people in the world who are making decisions based on pain and wanting to avoid pain and get out of pain. But the people who come to this table are not doing that.
That's right.
You're at this table because you're aspiring to higher heights. And that's the magic of what we do for people. Yay. Thank you.
Undeniably.